Guys, welcome to my channel. Today, I will review the 2023 Honda BR-V, which was launched in the Philippine market just recently. Is it a good 7-seater MPV? Let's find out. Before we start, I'd like you to know na itong Honda BR-V, meron siyang 4 na variants. Merong S na manual transmission, yung S na CVT, merong V, at saka yung top of the line na VX. And then kung gusto nyo yung silver pearl na white, magdadagdag kayo ng 20,000 pesos. Okay, this BR-V is the top of the line model. Ito yung VX. Matidistinguish mo yung pagkakaiba ng VX dun sa V, yung kanyang grille. Yung grille niya is gloss, samantalang yung V is matte black. You will also see na merong camera doon sa side mirror, which is integrated doon sa kanyang 360-degree camera. Yung headlight itong VX is a full LED. Meron din siyang auto on and off function. And then meron din siyang DRL. Yung signal light niya is LED rin. Ang added feature ng top-of-the-line model, yung Honda Sensing. Ito yung active safety features niya. For example, meron siyang adaptive cruise control, auto high beam, yung lead car departure notification, collision mitigation braking system, lane keeping assist system, saka yung road departure mitigation with lane departure warning. It acts as a driver support para maiwasan yung mga accidents. Yun nga palang door handles niya, meron siyang chrome accent. And then yung side mirror niya is body color with power folding features at saka power adjustable din siya. Yung rear niya pare-pareho lang dun sa mga variants. Ang pagkakaiba lang niya, meron siyang VX na logo dun sa likod. Yung tail lights niya is LED. And then yung third brake light niya is LED na rin. Okay, balikan natin yung previous model. Ito yung itsura ng previous model niya. Parang napaka-busy ng design. Ang hindi ko gusto yung kanyang window line na parang naka-curve. Parang crooked siya na hindi mo maintindihan. But despite its design, it really sells well. In fact, according to figures, Honda was able to sell 23,000 of this in the last 6 years, which means ang average sales nila is about 4,000 units a year. Now, let's take a look at the new model. Mas refined yung look niya at saka more mature. Mas simple yung design execution niya at mas malinis. It still follows the old model design na yung headlight niya directly flanking the grille. But yung front fascia niya appears more boxier than before. Ang hindi ko lang gusto dito yung design ng likod niya, hindi naka-extend yung bumper dun sa likod. Walang extrusion na nagdi-define ng bumper niya. Parang similar siya sa design ng bumper ng Gen 3 ng Montero. Na flat tingnan pag tinignan mo from the sides. But that's only me. So yan, pag pinag-compare mo yung dalawa, makikita mo yung talagang difference nila. The new model is more modern in design. Now let's go inside the showroom. Nandito naka-display yung V at saka yung S model. Itong V model, itong white na to, ito yung second doon sa top of the line. So, ang pagkakaiba niya sa VX, yung kanyang grille is matte black as against yung VX na gloss black. But then, pareho rin yung kanyang LED headlight, yung kanyang LED fog lamps, at saka yung design dun sa front. And then, ang major difference nito dun sa VX is wala siya nung Honda Sensing. Check natin yung side profile. Same din as the VX, pareho din yung kanyang mga elements. Meron din siyang chrome door handles, body colored mirror, at saka yung kulay silver na side seal garnish. And then ang mags niya is same lang dun sa VX. Ang tires niya is 215/55R17. And then dito naman sa rear, may nakalagay na V para ma-distinguish mo siya from the VX. And then meron siyang roof rail at saka yung shark fin antenna. Yung brakes niya sa front is a ventilated disc and then drum at the rear. As I said, yung rear niya is same din dun sa ibang variants. Pare-pareho silang naka-LED ng taillights. Actually, napakasimple ng design. Wala siya yung continuous light na uso ngayon sa ibang mga cars. In terms of suspension, sa likod is torsion beam, tapos sa harap MacPherson. So, similar din siya dun sa kanyang mga competitors like yung Livina, Expander, saka yung Hyundai Stargazer. Check naman natin yung engine. Ang engine niya is 1500. Ang power is about 121 PS at ang torque is 145 Newton meters. Ang kanyang transmission nga pala is CVT, no? So, if you compare it sa mga competitors niya, for example, sa Expander, nasa 105 PS lang siya at 141 Newton meters. So, mas malakas siya ng konti than its competitors. Ang kiniklaim ng Honda, yung kanilang higher fuel efficiency. In fact, dun sa ad nila, it claimed na it can go as high as 24.71 kilometers per liter. But I think that is under controlled conditions. In reality, I doubt if you can reach that average number sa daily use. Please comment below kung nakaka-attain nga ng ganitong fuel efficiency. Okay, let's check the interior. Itong V model, same lang yung interior ng VX model. Pareho silang naka-leather seats and then pareho din yung design ng kanyang sidings. Meron siyang 6 speakers, merong dalawang tweeters dito sa door, and then nandito yung mga switch ng mirrors, at saka yung of course yung sa mga windows nandito rin, no, na simple lang naman yung kanyang design. And then dito sa portion nito, meron siyang leather, soft leather with white stitches, but this one is plastic. Okay, check natin naman yung interior, no? Yung steering wheel niya is leather wrap, itong V saka yung VX model. Kaya lang disappointed ako kasi ano lang siya, natitilt lang siya, hindi siya telescopic. And since this is a V model, wala siyang cruise control, kaya bakante yung right side ng manibela. Nasa left naman yung control ng head unit at saka yung instrument cluster. Ang isa pang napansin ko dito, wala siyang paddle shifter. Tapos yung kanyang instrument cluster is still analog. Mas maganda sana kung digital na ito, gaya for example nung sa Stargazer. And then you have aircon vent here na merong open and close option. Bakante yung space na to, and nandito yung traction control button. And then nandito sa baba yung fuel lid latch. At dito sa may baba ng dashboard, nandito yung aircon controls. Yung kanyang infotainment system is 7-inch yung touchscreen, and Apple and Android ready naman siya with Bluetooth connectivity. And then you have here yung 12-volt socket at saka meron siyang dalawang USB port here. And then nandito yung push start button niya. Check natin yung center console. Yung center console niya ay simple. Parang naliliitan ako. Merong ditong cup holder dito sa bandang harap. Pero yung design niya is parang napaka-simple lang, no? And then manual yung kanyang handbrake. If you look dito sa may armrest niya, parang napakitid. So maliit lang yung compartment dito sa loob. So parang magkatabi na lang yung dalawang seats mo sa harap. Actually, yung design ng dashboard niya parang similar sa CR-V. Ito medyo plastic yung kanyang dashboard. Pero yung mga sidings naman niya, meron namang mga leather accents. This part is leather. Ito, leather yan. Pero itong sa may bandang itaas nito, that's plastic already. Yung globe compartment niya, hindi siya damp. Kaya pag binuksan mo, bigla siyang bumabagsak. Check naman natin yung bandang itaas. Yung headliner niya is kulay black. Yung interior lights niya is ordinary, hindi siya LED. Meron siyang vanity mirror dito sa driver side, pero wala siyang lights, no? Tingnan natin dito sa passenger side. Ganun din, may vanity mirror, pero wala siyang ilaw. So if you're sitting from the rear, ganito ang itsura niya. So yung interior niya is simple with good leather materials. What's nice here, yung kanyang headliner is kulay black. Yun nga palang headliner is black for the VX and V model. Pero yung sa S model, kulay beige yan. Okay, let's check the second row seat. It's 60-40 split. And then yung mga door panels, same din yung design with the combination of leather and plastic material with leather stitching. And then dito sa baba, meron kang bottle holder at nandito rin yung speaker. Ang maganda dito na i-move mo forward and backward yung second row seats to allow for rear passengers more legroom, no? And same with its competitors, nandito rin yung aircon vents dito sa second row na nakakabit doon sa may ceiling, no? And then sa back ng armrest, meron ditong 12-volt na socket. Yung seats naman niya medyo mababa. So yung leg support medyo parang kulang para sa akin. Although maganda naman yung headroom niya, medyo mataas, especially kung naka-recline yung seat mo. And then meron din siyang seat belt doon sa second row middle passenger. Okay, check natin yung third row seat. Then yung second row seat na itatambol mo ng ganyan para makapasok ka dito sa third row. Although for me, parang masikip yung third row seat sa full adult. Dito sa sides, meron ka namang drink holder, saka parang small pocket dito sa side. And then, mapansin mo dito, medyo sagad na rin yung tuhod ko dito sa second row. Kasi medyo malapit yung space yun. So, kailangan kong i-move yung second row seat. I'm 5'7" in height. So, medyo challenge pag nandito ako sa third row. So, kailangan kong i-recline yung seat para medyo maging comfortable at saka magkaroon ako ng space dito sa ceiling. So, yung leg support dito sa third row medyo kulang. Mas maganda kung medyo naka-incline to ng konti para supported yung legs mo. Okay, check natin yung compartment area. Hindi siya power lift gate, no? And then dito, meron siyang parang cover na nakaangat. Actually, adjustable siya. Pwede mo siyang ibaba. So, for example, pwede ko siyang ibaba dito sa baba para lapat dito sa may floor, no? Para you can put na more things. And then, kung gusto ko namang iangat, iaakyat ko lang ganyan. Yan. So, pwede ka maglagay ng items doon sa ilalim. So, naipa-flat din yung second row seat. So, kapag naka-flat na yung dalawang seats na yan, mas malaki na yung cargo space mo. At dito sa third row, meron din siya ditong cup holder at saka meron din siyang 12-volt na socket. Which is good para yung third row passengers hindi na makikipag-agawan dun sa mga nakaupo sa harap for power supply. And then naka-display din dito yung S model. Ito yung nasa right, yung kulay silver. Same din ang exterior niya with the V variant. Ang pagkakaiba lang talaga, yan, wala siya nung silver sidings na ganyan. Dito kasi is black, no? Dito sa S model. Although parehong-pareho yung harapan niya na flat yung kanyang grill. And then yung tires niya, the same size din. And then dun sa harapan, nawala din yung silver accent dun sa may baba, dun sa may bumper sa bendang baba. And then yung sa rear, the same lang siya. Yung V lang, meron nakalagay na V na logo. Dun sa S, walang nakalagay. Nakalagay lang iVTEC. Yung interior nitong S model is sa fabric yung kanyang seats. Tapos yung door sidings niya, different naman yung design. Tapos yung kanyang steering wheel, hindi na siya leather wrap. And then meron pa ding vanity mirror. Ang pagkakaiba lang nito, yung kanyang headliner is kulay beige na. Yung VX kasi sa V, kulay black yung headliner. So na-downgrade yung interior dito sa S. Yung design ng kanyang door panels, iba na din. More on the plastic side na. Medyo plastic na, nawala na yung leather trims dito. Pareho din yung instrument cluster. Yung head unit is still the same. Ang maganda dito, yung kanyang steering is electric power steering sa lahat ng variant. So, walang masyadong naiba sa interior configuration. Yun nga lang, nawala talaga yung mga leather trims at naging fabric na lang yung seats. But basically, it's the same configuration. Dito lang sa S model, nawala na yung pinaka-cover dito na adjustable. Kaya yan, wala siyang cover. So, kita mo yung, yung anchoring ng mga seats niya. Yan na yung mga basic features. By the way, yung mga lower variant, of course, standard yung ABS, EVD, VAS, yung HIS, saka ESS, saka yung ISOFIX. Ang wala lang talaga yung Honda Sensing. Okay, that's it. I'll share my thoughts about this car. Overall, yung exterior design niya, malaki ang na-improve from the previous model. May pagka-boxy siya than the previous model, but the lines are clean. In terms of engine power naman, mas malakas siya than its competitors kasi it's delivering 121 PS. Yung competitors niya nasa mga 105 PS lang. In terms of build quality naman, solid yung build niya. Kaya lang medyo disappointed ako dun sa design ng kanyang interior. Parang it's too plain. Sana ginawa nilang more modern or stylish yung interior to reflect yung new developments nowadays. Ang isa pang napansin ko dito, parang masikip siya sa loob compared sa kanyang competitors. But on paper, mas malapad siya by 30mm than Mitsubishi Expander. Depende na rin siguro how the interior was designed. Another thing, mas mababa ang ground clearance niya kasi for example 207mm lang siya compared mo sa Expander na 225mm. And in terms of pricing, pinakamahal siya among its competitors. But if you are after yung reliability at saka peace of mind, you have to pay more for this car. Also, safety is another factor here kasi meron siya nung Honda Sensing, yung active safety features. Pero dun sa top of the line model lang yun So, ang alternative choice mo would be the Nissan Livina o kaya the Mitsubishi Expander at saka yung Hyundai Stargazer and the Toyota Veloz. In short, maganda rin naman talaga siya. Para sa akin, ito yung safest option sa segment ng MPVs. Kasi conservative yung styling niya. So, sa karamihan, appealing siya. Compared sa Stargazer o kaya Mitsubishi Expander, nahati yung opinion ng tao. Yun nga lang, pagdating dun sa interior, especially yung center console niya, parang it's too primitive yung design. And the sense of roominess is not a strong point of this vehicle. There are better options in terms of spaciousness, which to me is better served by the Expander and the Stargazer. And before I forget, wala siyang automatic parking brake at saka auto hold. Manual lang siya katulad nung sa Stargazer. So if you gonna choose this car, you will consider kung importante ba sa iyo yung Honda Sensing niya na you have to pay additional 100,000 pesos. Kasi for me, yun ang nagse-set apart sa kanya sa mga competitors niya. Alright, I hope I have given you some valuable insights about this car. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, see you again in my next vlog. Bye!